407 years ago, our fathers brought forth upon this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Some powerful words, right? Those words were spoken by President Abraham Lincoln in 1863 in his Gettysburg Address. 1863. That's a long time ago. And yet that speech is one of the best remembered and most often memorized speeches ever. Ever! And it's not even a very long speech. How is it that some authors and speakers can craft words and messages that influence people and change the course of history? How? Well, my friends, that's what this unit is all about. In this video, you'll get a bird's eye view of the whole thing. We'll begin with a review of the basics, and then we'll get an overview of some specific ways that authors and speakers craft their influence. Things like the different types of appeals, logical fallacies, watch out for those, some specific rhetorical devices, and strategies for text structure that are all tricks of the trade when trying to influence others by making mere words, well, powerful. Someone once said, "The pen is mightier than the sword." Well, not just someone. Specifically, a man named Edward Bulwer Lytton said that in 1839. And he wasn't advising soldiers to go into battle with pens instead of swords. No, that would be ridiculous. What he meant was that people's beliefs and opinions and desires can be swayed by some well-crafted words. And you, my friend, are about to learn how it's done. We'll start off this unit with some of the basics, like speaker, audience, purpose, claims, evidence, and reasoning. Just a refresher of terminology that's probably not new to you. And we'll refresh our memories about the traditional structure of an essay, with its introduction, body paragraphs, and conclusion. A structure that, for some reason, makes me a little hungry. Then we'll hop back to ancient Greece, where a great thinker named Aristotle labeled 3 ways that authors and speakers try to appeal to their audiences. He called these appeals logos, ethos, and pathos. I know it's all Greek to you right now, but don't worry, you'll be an expert soon. Next up, you'll learn about 3 very popular logical fallacies, the con men of logic, so to speak. These are ways some authors and speakers manipulate logic, like the bandwagon fallacy, the straw man fallacy, ad hominem, that's right, we're throwing in a little Latin too. You'll also study a few rhetorical devices, which are specific techniques that authors and speakers use to get their meaning across and influence their audiences. The 3 rhetorical devices we'll focus on are called antithesis, amplification, and anadiplosis. Try saying that 3 times fast. And finally, we'll round out the unit with a discussion of text structure. And you'll see there are a lot of different options open to authors and speakers in the way they format their work and structure their language. Along the way, you'll read some influential works by famous writers and speakers like Abraham Lincoln, Frederick Douglass, Chief Joseph of the Nez Perce, A.A. Milne, Helen Keller, Winston Churchill, John F. Kennedy, Ronald Reagan, and Barack Obama. Phew, that's quite a lineup. Of course, language and composition skills will be a part of each lesson. Throughout the unit, you'll review phrases and clauses and learn some new vocabulary. You'll write personal responses to some famous works and answer some reflection questions. And you'll even develop your own essays and speeches. And know this, we aren't just talking about stuffy old speeches and essays. You might want to put these strategies into action when you try to convince your friends that bagpipes are really cool or that pineapple belongs on pizza. And you will recognize these techniques when they're being used on you by causes that want your support and companies that want you to buy their products. I mean, think about it. Do you really need a clamshell bed with fantasy lights? You know, a clamshell bed could actually be really nice. Wait, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. By studying the appeals, devices, and text structures of influential authors and speakers, you will grow in your ability to read and listen critically, as well as to influence others with the power of your words. Hey, hey.